Now, the National Identification Authority in 2008 started registering the citizenry as a way to get the data of everybody. However, not every citizen who registered for the issuance of the NI card has received his or her card. The mass distribution of cards started in 2011 with coverage of 7 out of the 12 zones that we had in the Greater Accra region. President John Dramani Mahama on Tuesday called for an effective collaboration between the National Identification Authority and other agencies to produce multi-purpose identification cards for all citizens. He said the production of such cards would save Ghanaians the ordeal of carrying numerous identification cards throughout their movement in the country. Betha Jabla is head of Corporate Affairs, National Identification Authority, and she's here with me in the studio. Thank you very much, Betha, for your time.
You're welcome.
So how is that going, having a multi-purpose identification system?
Yes, it's an ongoing thing. We have been talking about this for some time now, and now it is a government policy that's coming out to say that the national ID should be the central point. Indeed, that's how it's been set to operate, but because we have delayed in finishing the system, other institutions have gone ahead and brought in the same biometric systems, which are just duplicates of the same system, which is completely a waste of public funds. Government is saying that we should now take the lead to harmonize all of these systems into our system. And so we have started stakeholder discussions. Government itself is planning to hold a stakeholder meeting with all of the institutions that have started or are going to do biometric registration of systems. So it's ongoing. Yesterday we've had 2 discussions already, and we've been having it with other institutions. And indeed, you heard recently that the SIM card registration, re-registration is going to be based on the national ID system. We are working with the banks to do KYC, know your customer, so that it's based purely on the national ID, and indeed verification of all transactions that will be carrying out to be based on the Ghana card. And so we need to work with these institutions. Indeed, there are issues about financing, there are issues about technology, there are issues about legal mandates. We need to work on all of these things to make sure that we're successful in this harmonization process.
What does this multi-purpose card even mean? What is it?
You have different ID cards currently, institutional ID cards, which institutions or companies that offer identification services accept them and call them national ID cards. We have one national ID card, which is the Ghana card. The others are all institutional ID cards that are based on the mandate of these institutions. Now, to be able to establish conclusively somebody's identity, it should all be based on one system, because I can elect to give you one set of data and give another set of data to another institution. Because these 2 institutions are not communicating, it's difficult for the institutions to know how I exist across all of these databases. So harmonizing them into one, and then having one multi-purpose ID card is a multimodal system where we will have your ID card that you can use for the purpose of, maybe if you turn 18, you can go and then just take that card and then you'll be registered to vote. If you qualify to have your driver's license, you take it, your national health insurance card, your SNIT card, all of the cards that are in the system. We'll harmonize all of this. We are working towards bringing a chip encoded card that has 72K byte on it, so that we have the institutions, we share this space to them. They can directly manage their own data from these systems. So you don't need to carry so many ID cards around, but just one, but all the institutions can get their data on that ID card.
I see. And if we are going to do this, are we going to see it happen anytime soon?
Yes, NIA is sure that barring any emergency situation, we're hoping nothing happens from the 1st of July. We should be issuing ID cards instantly to Ghanaians, and indeed we're already doing the foreign nationals ID card. We're going to start the same for Ghanaians, and we're hoping for it.
Would that be the harmonized platform?
We are going to issue the cards. Harmonizing it means that the other institutions are going to be getting onto this platform now, and then with time we'll put all of their details on the same ID card that we should be giving now. It's a process that we're facing it, and hoping that by December 2015 all of these would have been operational. All institutions would have been on our platform. All of the
and then there will be just one national ID.
Yes, if government continues the way it's going now and the policy is firm, we get all of the institutions to go along this new idea, and we're hopeful that all will be set. We are hoping that by July 2015 would have issued ID cards to about 18 million Ghanaian citizens, along with the other together with the foreign nationals that we are already doing.
I'm happy you spoke about the re-registration of SIM cards which will use the national ID. It means that for those who do not have their IDs yet, there will be a rush for it.
Yes.
Are we prepared?
Yes, what we are trying to do is deploy in different situations. We'll be doing the banks, for instance, where we will co-locate in the banking hall all the branches of all of the banks in Ghana right now. We have the national ID registration there. If you go in to do any bank transaction, you ask to take your ID card. Within 10-15 minutes, your card is ready. If your data is already on it, that means that if you're already registered in the system, it's just an update that you do. A bit more fields have been added. For instance, for telephone numbers, the Electoral Commission needs some additional fields. We are condition the system so that we take this additional information. So on the spot, your information comes up. We take 10 fingerprints instead of the 4. So we collect the remaining 6, and then we do an update quickly and issue you with your ID card. If you are not registered at all, you do a new registration. There and there, your ID card is issued to you. We want to use the same to do the registration for the same card. It's not going to be a system where we will finish our registration and then we'll go a queue again and do SIM card registration. You go in, if you're already registered, you do the update, your SIM card numbers, I think up to 10 are taken, and then you are issued with your national ID card based on these new information that have been captured into the system.
So how is card issuance going now?
We still have our doors open. People are allowed to walk in Greater Accra. I want to emphasize only Greater Accra.
Okay.
They can walk into our office and get their cards issued to them if you've registered during the March registration or before March 2013 in our head office. You can walk in there and get your ID card given to you. But people are not coming. We've even extended our services to Saturdays. But I can tell you, last Saturday, for instance, 14 people turned up to collect their cards, 7 people registered. So you get staff to go and sit down the whole day. People are not turning up.
Maybe people don't know about it.
We did make the information available. We sent out a press release. Your platform has been very helpful. We've said a lot on Joy News, on Joy FM, and people started rushing in. The first Saturday we did over 100. People came. Then within 1 month it's fizzling out. So that is the attitude we're having, and that's why we want to move away from the process of going to collect data and then process the data, print the cards and send it back. It's not been very effective. With the new system, you go there, you give your information, your card is given to you instantly, so we don't have this problem of uncollected cards.
Do we need more money for harmonizing the system?
Indeed, it involves money, bringing all of these things together. We need to deploy new technology, and indeed, we're going to do field work where we have to collect, go out there to issue cards to people instantly. So it involves money. What's happening is that we're expanding. Government has given us approval to expand the public-private partnership that we're using to do the foreigners registration, so that now goes to cover the instant issuance to Ghanaians. It means that somebody must bear the cost. If Ghanaians, government still says that it is free, then we have to see how this is funded, and those are the issues that we are looking at. Some of them may be the service providers, for instance, the same card registration. The telcos have to also go out and do this. So what cost does it come with? Would they give us that money? for us to use it to do it on their behalf. Those are the kind of discussions we're doing to make sure that this is done.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Bertha. Bertha Jabula is Public Relations Officer for the National Identification Authority.